Today, I'm going to break down this emotional beat that I made called Fifth, and let's get into it one time without wasting time. All right, let's get into it. First off, this beat is in E minor, natural, and let's get into it. Let me show you the piano. This is my soft piano that I got from Labs, and it's sung like this by itself. Yeah, man. And guys, right now we're playing the first, the fourth, and the seventh note, which is in the E minor scale, and that is it right here. If you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically, I'm playing the 1, the 4th, and the 7th. So that's how I came up with that chord, guys. So that is the piano chord by itself. And let me just head straight to the playlist, and so you can see everything. That's my piano, and in my intro, I just have a piano, a pad that is layered with the piano, and I have a next pad that's playing. It's playing more melodic. How should I say? It's playing more melodic. That's how it's playing, this pad. So we're gonna play the pad that is layered with the soft piano first, and hear with songs. Yeah, man. So basically, I'm just playing the same thing with the soft piano. If you look at it. Yes. And guys, if you're wondering why the note space out so, it's just inverted chords. Basically, the E minor, the G is supposed to be, let me see, it's supposed to be E, G, B. So the G is supposed to be right here. So same with the A chord. Yeah, man. The C is supposed to be right here. So, but you know, I go per octave just to change the voicing and to get a different sound, because if I had it below, it will sound too dark to me, and I don't want it all that dark. That's gonna cover up the bass, so you have to spread out. But listen to it first. Don't just do like watch the pattern that I have and go and do it. You have to listen to this song first, and if it's right, yeah. So that's how I came up with the chords of the soft piano, and I layered it with the pad. So that's my next pad. Now I'm gonna play it, everything together. Yeah, now let's take a look at the notes of the part 2 that I have played melodic. Let me play it by itself, and that's what it sounds like. As you can see, guys, I'm not doing too much. I keep it simple. Always remember, you're making a beat for an artist to come on it, so don't fool the beat with too much melody. So I'm just gonna run the intro now. Yeah, man, guys, and that's my intro. Yeah. Oh, but before we head to the chorus, in the second part of my intro, I introduce the next instrument, which is a pluck key. And guys, always remember to keep your beat interesting. Every 4 bars, try to add a new instrument. Don't just keep the same thing from the first 4 pattern that you had, because trust me, we human beings get bored fast, so you have to make the beat exciting. You check? So let's run it again, and you hear the new instrument that I just introduced. Yeah, man, guys, so that is a new instrument. I call it a pluck. I call it plucky, but basically it's just piano. But because I'm playing it like a pluck, I just call it a plucky. Yeah, man. So let's get to the patterns so I can show you all. And that's it. Yeah, man, guys. Simple. That's it. Yeah, man. But the magic happens when you add the soft piano with it. That just give it a nice song, man. Let's listen to it with the soft piano and you'll see what I'm talking about. Listen. Yeah, man. Now I'm going to tell you all why I chose that keys to add with the soft piano. Because the soft piano is an instrument that's kind of more focused on the low mids, and I wanted a little brightness to the song and thing. So that's why I added pluck keys, which is more on the high mids. So therefore it fits real nice with the soft piano, because the soft piano has its own frequency range playing, which is like around 200 to 500, and the pluck key is like, I think it's like 600 to 3K around here. So it kind of blends in very nice. Yeah, man, guys, and that's my intro. And we're gonna head to the chorus now. The main melody in the chorus. Now that's it. Pattern. Simple. Simple. Like I told you guys, don't forget artists have to come on the beat. Yeah, man. And if you're wondering why I have it separated from my chords, I didn't do that for any special reason. It's just that sometimes when I make my beat, I just like doing that because I think it's more flexible, that I could mix the melody and the chords separated. So I can have more, how do you say it? So I could have more options. Yeah. So I'm gonna play the soft piano, the pad, the pluck key, and the melody together with my bass, and you're gonna listen to it and hear how his song is nice and sweet. Guys, hey, banging. Trust me, the thing sounding nice and simple. Alright guys, now we're heading to our drums, and I know a lot of you want to see the drums and hear the drums. So we're gonna play the drums by itself. Let's head to the drums. And that's what my drum sounds like. Hey, trust me, the drums was punchy and bouncing. The reason why I chose a rim besides those trap snare, because if you listen to the type of beat I'm making right now, it's not fit for trap snare. So I chose a rim, but there is also a snare. There's a rim and a snare, and I just add it and I make it do like this one instrument. So I layer the rim with a snare, and that's why it sounds like the rim by itself. I'm gonna play the rim by itself, guys. That's the rim by itself. Yeah, I find it was missing a little brightness, a little, yeah, mids to it. So I added this snare, and that's why it sounds like together. Nice, nice, nice. And guys, that's my hi-hat. So I'm just gonna run the drums again, guys. I added a counter snare, I have a clap, plus I have a reverb to give it that ambience with a little reverb to the reverb. You understand? Yeah, man, that's why it have a little ambience at the back of it. And I'm gonna show you what I did in the mixing as well. But this video, I'm not gonna go too long with it. If you guys want a mixing video for this, comment mixing, and I'll show you how I fully mix that. But let's play the full chorus and see how everything fits nice together. Let's head to the mixer track. Let me show you all what I did with the drums. So I'm going to turn off the instruments. As you can see, I made a bus. I sent all the instruments to an instrument bus and all the drums to a drum bus. So I can just turn off the instrument and listen to the drums alone. And the bass. The bass on a separate track. And I'm going to show you how I mix my bass. To show you I didn't do too much on it. Just simple high pass and low pass, making space for the instruments in the highs, and I dug from 63 Hz, making space for the kick so you can punch in. And that's basically what I did on my bass. Now for my snare, let me show you what I did for this snare. Alright, as you can see, the rim and the snare, I also made a bus for it, which is called a rim snare bus. And that snare bus is going to my drum bus. But on each one on the rim, I just have a simple high pass, low pass, and that's why it sounds like by itself. Yeah, man. Simple EQ. No, oh, the snare is playing as well. That's the rim by itself now. I mean, that's the rim by itself, yeah. Sorry, guys. No, that's the rim and snare together. And that's the snare by itself. Listen, and that's what I did. Making space for the hi-hat and making space for the low-end instruments. And basically, guys, I send it to this snare bus. And guys, on the rim snare bus, what I did, I added a compressor to glue the two songs together and to chop off the picks that they have. I added decapitator, yeah, man, to add a little distortion to the high end, saturation as well. So that's what it sounds like together. Yeah, man. All right, guys, now let's head to the verse and let me show you what I did. Yeah, man. Simple. And let me show you all my pattern for my ukulele. That's the pattern. Boom. Hey, sounding nice. Yeah, man. So guys, please take notes and follow up the way I arrange my beats and listen to the type of song that I use. Yeah, man. So let's get to it, guys. I'm not gonna make the second verse, the verse run. Yeah, man. Joe Beats. Yeah, man. Guys, I notice how I leave like a couple of space between the verses, like before the chorus comes. That is just to build up a tension when I add that reverse crash. So listen to it. All right, guys, before we leave, one more thing, I'm going to show you all how I mix my melody. I'm not going to go through the full mixing thing. See, like I told you all, if you want to mix in the video, please comment mixing and I'll try my best to do it for you all. But we're going to listen to the melody and show you what I do. All right, guys. First off, I have an EQ compressor. I have Supermassive, which is a delay, and I have Valhalla, and I have Valhalla, and I have Valhalla Vintage Verb as a reverb. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn off everything, and you know what it sounds like without the effect. Yeah, man, guys, that's it without the effect, and that's it with my effects. All right. Let's head into my EQ now. Now guys, look at that. My EQ, that's how I mix the melody. And the reason why I high pass from, like, let me see, from 261, I high pass this far to give the soft piano and the pad space. Because really and truly, the melody doesn't need that low end. And I also made a dip at 2K, above 2K hertz. And the reason why I did that, take out a little chipness from the piano. Because I got the piano from Expand, and I find it had a lot of high mids, and it doesn't make it sound just like a cheap piano. So I just take this off. Yeah, that's why I come up with that song, and I boost a little from 5 hertz, just give it a little presence in the mix. And be mindful guys, I did all that with the instruments playing, not by itself. So I could hear why song is like in the mix. Alright guys. My next plugin that I use is a compressor. Yeah man guys, so most I'm doing is like 2 dB gain reduction, and the reason why I use the compressor is to control the peaks of the melody, because it have been going up and down. I don't want the volume. I mean, it's good to have dynamics, but too much dynamics isn't good. So I have to use this compressor to control the dynamics of the keys. Yeah man, super massive. That's the deal guys. Very simple. If and last but not least, the vintage verb. Yeah man, that's why I get that kind of spacious sound using that reverb. Listen, all together. Yeah man guys, and that is how simple I make an emotional beat. Oh guys, one more thing before I leave that I forgot to show you all is my bass pattern. Sorry guys, I know I always show you all my bass pattern. So that's it. And don't forget, it's simple. I'm just following the root notes of the chords. E, A, G. Simple guys. And a slide note. Yeah. Yeah man guys. So guys, that is my bass. So guys, that is how you make an emotional beat. Please comment if you like me to do a mixing tutorial on that, in-depth mixing. I will take my time and show you all guys. Comment below, please like, subscribe. Your boy Joe Bass is out. See you next time. Boom.